Very quickly then through the county hurdle and onto the Albert Bartlett, the third of the novice hurdles over the maximum trip of the 3. And we have, I'm very bad at saying this horse's name, Lisnaga Oscar, I've gone for here, is the 7-1 favourite. Commander of Fleet 15-2, Dicky Diver 8-1, Birchdale 10-1, Alaho, an interesting runner, at 12-1. Battle Over Doyen, who we don't expect to run in this race, is 12-1 without the no bet. Relegate 14s and 16s bar. Tony, any angles here?
Yeah, I've managed to nick a very, very tiny bet on Lisnaga Oscar at 25s. Very impressive last time. Now 7-1. I think that is. I think he's the right favourite. Very impressive that day. One of my bigger anti-post positions is on Rock Point. The horse who actually beat Lisnaga Oscar at Cheltenham earlier in the season. About that 16s quite a few times and 20s, and obviously he's drifted out massively, and we don't know where he's going to go to the race.
Yeah.
The owners are keen to run at Sandown on Saturday. I'm not sure, I haven't seen the decks at the present time for that, whether he's going to go there or not. But Colin Tizard's keen to go for the Albert Bartlett. I can see why the Albert Bartlett is a race that always goes to a very experienced horse, and Rock Point at least has that. I wasn't too downhearted by his run over 2 mile 500 penalty on quick ground at Warwick after that Cheltenham win, but that run behind Lisnaga Oscar last time at Haydock was incredibly disappointing. But what I would say is the horse has drifted to about 3 times the price that I expected it to go off on Betfair on his last 2 starts, and Colin Tizard is on record as saying the horse is very stuffy, needs a lot of work. So all is not lost, but he's now a 33-1 chance and possibly an unlikely runner, so I can't put it up here, but I at least would like a run for my money if Rock Point gets there, and I think he could put those 2 runs behind him. But I do think Lisnaga Oscar is the correct favourite, and still probably a fair price after what he did last time at 7-1.
So Rock Point is 33s pretty much across the board. Tony there mentioned the importance of experience in this race. And on the Thursday podcast, Joe, you spoke about how with Cheveley Park and some Irish trainers pretty quite keen to give them winners. And you've got Alaho, who's a horse with not much experience, just the 2 runs for Willie Mullins, finishing 4th initially and then winning well next time out at Clonmel. And seems to be some positive noises coming out about Alaho as well, who's currently 12-1, was about 14s or 16s last week.
Yeah, hopefully Willie won't listen to this, but I think he runs the wrong horse in this race more often than not. I think Boston Bob was the best novice he ever brought to Cheltenham at the time, and he ran him in the Bartlett instead of the Ballymore. I think if Alaho lined up in the Ballymore, I'd be really interested in him. I thought he was travelling plenty free enough in Ruby's hands the last day at Thurles. So I don't know, I just think he might be better coming back and trip. That's just my own opinion. Willie values my opinion very highly because it gives him one option to eliminate immediately. But I'd be with. I like Lisnaga Oscar. I think Minella Indo, who was second behind Alaho the last day, I think he's a horse I can see running a big race. Dunvegan is a horse I have a lot of time for. He was clinically abnormal after the Dublin Racing Festival, so I don't know if he's going to line up or not. If it was a Quagmire, Darren Ross, I could see him running very well over the extended trip. But the one I really hope lines up here is Relegate. I think they'll get her hurdling sorted out. I think she'll love every yard of the trip. She obviously loves the hill. She fairly rattled home in the bumper last year. And getting £7, I can see her running a huge race in the Bartlett if she does line up.
14-1 Relegate is currently with Marathon Bet. That is the best price, and 10s across the board. 365 go 8-1, so probably worth taking that 14s if you can pretty quickly. And just because it's the biggest horse, biggest price horse we've had mentioned so far in any of these, I'll flag up Minella Indo, who you pointed out there, who finished behind Alaho last time. Currently 66-1. With Betfred and Tote Sport, with non-run no bet, and also with Black Type, who don't offer that. So maybe one, if you're looking for a bigger price fancy, that could be one to go for. Andy?
Yeah, well, I put up Lisnaga Oscar, haven't I?
Yeah.
For Oddschecker last week, the week before, when he won at Haydock. It's only after I went back and done the numbers that I realised how good the performance was. He looked good on the day, and I thought, as soon as he went over the line, I thought, God, that's an Albert Bartlett horse. And then the time figures told me that was very much the case. I think he ran the last circuit 2.5 seconds quicker than Kel Destan. 2 mile horse. You think
big weight difference there as well. I thought.
Yeah,
wouldn't there be?
Yeah, there was. I think there was. Yeah. So I think, God, this is a fair tool. He seemed to find an extra leg as well, because the day before he would have been beaten by Dickie Dyer, I think, at Chepstow. So I think the step up in trip certainly helped him. Whether he just became mature, that race at Chepstow just matured him, I don't know. He's got previous Cheltenham form as well. I mean, he should have won that day when Rock Point beat him. He kicked the last out the ground right when he was drawing alongside. So he's got Cheltenham form, he's got experience, which is what you need. Tony's already pointed that out. It always goes to horses that have plenty of runs. And obviously Rebecca's won this race before with that Fisher's Cross. So it does tick a hell of a lot of boxes. I still think 7-1's fair value. Joe's mentioned Derry Moss. That's a horse I like. He's a proper out-and-out stayer. He's won 2 races this year. He beat Sam's Profile at Cork.
That's right.
2 starts ago, and obviously Sam's Profile won't be a million miles away in the Ballymore. So he's won a Grade 3. He's won a Grade 2.
Grinder.
He's a proper grinder, and that's what you need for this. You need stamina, horses with tons of stamina, and the heart for this race win it. Obviously, Willie's come unstuck a few times with some high-profile ones that have been a bit disappointing. I think Bacardi's fell in
was
it.
there.
Bossed.
Yeah. Well, I could see the likes of Alaho, Dickie Diver, Birchdale if he lined up.
Yeah.
They could be better longer-term prospects. They might even overturn the form.
They might, yeah.
Punchestown, but this race just seems to go to those that
That's
are
it. That's why I think
a little bit slower and a little bit gutsier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I think Lisnogorsk will take quite a bit of beating. So yeah, he'd be one of my strongest views of the week.
So Lisnogorsk currently 7-1, best price standout with Hills. Darren Ross, mentioned by Joe and Andy, 16-1 currently.